aquatic center and recreation facilities. I'm going to give, I kind of skipped this public issues. This is how this came about. It was a public issue that's been brought by a citizen group to be placed on the agenda. So I'm going to give Dr. Taylor, his folks, is the ones requested the time to visit for a few minutes to kind of tell us what's going on.
I appreciate having just a few minutes to go over this. I represent again the Citizens for Aquatics and Recreation. And we come with kind of a formal bond initiative proposal that hopefully you were able to get a copy of. And I'd like to ask that this bond proposal be put on the November 2014 ballot. If I can make just a few comments about it real quick. In the interim, since our last time we came before you in August, just a couple of quick notes. We did send our proposal to USA Swimming Go-To Pool Conference, or committee. They thought that the design was well thought out and appropriate for the community. They felt that we were far enough along in the design process that they probably didn't need to make a formal evaluation. We estimated that after talking with experts in construction, that the cost of the facility now, a year later, would go up by about 7% in labor and working costs. And so we increased the amount of the bond proposal by about $1.4 million to $24,414,000. That takes the 7% a higher number, just to be on the safe side. I will note that during that same interval, because of the increase in population of Wasatch County, we estimated the overall cost per average household actually went down by about 11% over the last year. And I have those numbers with me. If you don't have those or want to see them, if you want to put them up on the overhead.
Put them on the overhead.
I guess the only other things I wanted to mention quickly is I want to go back, if I can, just to that Dan Jones poll that some of you may remember that we did back, it's April, May of 2010, if that kind of says how long we've been after this now. I just want to highlight 3 questions that we asked then, and just remind you and everyone here about those questions. One question, this was a fairly thorough survey. This had an error rate of plus minus 4%, so it was pretty well done.
Dave, can you grab those lights?
We can go over these numbers too in just a minute.
Can't read that.
Just a reminder that we asked the question, in your opinion, is there a need for a new aquatics facility in Wasatch County? And the response was 77% either definitely or probably felt that there was a need. 20% felt that there probably wasn't or wasn't a need. We asked the question, if an election were held today regarding the aquatics facility bond, would you likely vote for or against the proposed initiative? And 66% said they would vote, definitely vote, or probably vote for. And 30% said they would definitely vote or probably vote against. So the numbers were really good. The last one that I thought maybe was most telling is we asked how often you or other members of your household would likely be to use the new facility if one were to be built. And of those same respondents, 93% said that they would use it at least a few times a year, and actually 81% said they were likely to use it at least monthly. And quite honestly, I can think of very few county public facilities that would have that kind of participation and use by the citizens of the county. I guess the last thing I would say is I reviewed the minutes from our August meeting when we brought this to you before. And as I recall, there were 4 councilmen who voted in favor of it, and there were 3 who voted against putting it on the bond for 2013. And in the meeting, in the minutes, really the reason that was given for voting against it was just that they felt that we wanted to have it on an on-year election, and there would be more citizens likely to come and actually vote and get a real good cross-section of the population deciding this issue. And so So we're coming out in 2014 and asking that happen for this November. Those are my comments. Are there questions that I can answer?
Questions from Councilor Kendall? Anything you thought, Steve?
Just a couple of mechanics on the resolution.
We've got Randy Larson, I think, is here.
Randy's here. You want to discuss that now?
I didn't hear what you said, I'm sorry.
I have some concern about the resolution.
Oh, sure.
44.14161, how much of that is for the fall diamonds? So we know what we're...
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I thought I should...
Okay, so the 24,414,161, I think is the exact number. 19 million some odd dollars is the pool, and about 5 million is the outdoor recreation.
From the thing that they gave us, the blank repair, 19,860,092 is the aquatic center, the remainder would be.
And then on the time and place of the public hearing, I would recommend we change that and go to the senior center,
Okay.
because I don't think we'll have enough room.
The reason there's not a date in there,
Right.
Carol, is because we wanted you
Yeah.
to set that date when you felt it could all be at that meeting.
Yeah. And then the other last thing I have is on page 7. We're actually asking for 2 votes in this. One for the pool itself, or the facilities, and one for the maintenance. Should that not be whereas in the resolution that we're asking for 2 separate issues? On page 7, and that property tax cost of the bond.
Yeah, is this, I understood this would be the actual wording of it out.
It would be. So it'd be one vote.
It'd be one vote. In other words, I think the position you're taking when you do this is, if you won't approve the O&M tax,
Okay.
then we wouldn't move forward.
Okay, then we're asking for 2 approvals, one to bond and one to approve the O&M. Shouldn't that be in the resolution? And
There's
not
nothing in the resolution
Nothing
about
in
the
the-
tax rate.
nothing in the resolution about the maintenance operation.
Yeah, it's included in there.
It's on that, I only found it on page 7.
Yeah, and that's what you're holding. So you're only going to
Yeah, but that's not,
I think he's saying that maybe ought to be part of the resolution too. Is that what you're saying?
yes.
It ought to be in the resolution, I think, somewhere.
It won't, it doesn't hurt.
to include
So,
both.
yeah, so people know there's 2 issues here.
I'm just looking to see if we have it.
I
Idea
found
of the rest.
that's, I don't know if you can find it on page 7.
I don't have any trouble with adding it. I don't think you need to add it because you're deeming it to be one question. In other words, you're talking in the resolution on maintenance of the pool.
Yeah, we're talking about taxing issues. One bonding, and the other is a mill levy for the operation of maintenance that will continue after the bond is paid off in 20 years.
Why don't we add,
I mean, I think it should be added, maybe the others should. It's just add more clarification.
So it is there, you just want further clarification.
It is there.
It's in the question that's on, that would be on the
Page
ballot.
7, yeah.
They're both issues addressed there. You want further clarification. Right?
as you introduce it?
I don't think, like I say, I don't think it hurts, but you're asking, well, it's in there, in the question, you just want to clarify.
I'd like to see if there's one of the whereas in 14-2.
Let me help if you wanted to amend, we're out of time here. Probably suggest maybe amend the first whereas, just list the reason we have a Roman numeral and a Roman numeral, or we add a Roman for O&M expenses related to the project. Add to section 4, authorization of reimbursement of expenses.
Excuse me, we can't hear. I'm sorry, could you speak in the mic? I can't hear the discussion. Thank you.
I would recommend that we, if that is something that would be approved, that we amend the first whereas recital to describe O&M as being one of the purposes added on that to it. And then in section 4, authorization reimbursement of expenses, that we would add into that paragraph the restatement of the question that would be in the ballot that describes the ordinance. That would probably recommend adding that.
Be fine with it. Exactly. How did the rest of the council feel about that?
You okay with that, Ken?
Yeah, I'm like Steve, as I was reading through this, I kept thinking, where's the O&M, where's the O&M? And then it showed up at page 7. So I wondered if it should be to reduce, so I would figure he probably would clarify it.
That is the question, so I guess my question is, that is what's going to be on the ballot, though. It's clear that there are two separate issues in the question that goes on the ballot. So it's for clarification, I don't think there's any issue.
In the resolution.
In the resolution, to just clarify it, but I think it's there.
Kip, are you okay with that? Mike?
Yes, I am. One other comment related to that, the perpetual nature of the operations. We have 20 years on the main line. I don't know if there's a language or anything that you use there just to state that it's per year, but there's really, so that's perpetual for the operation or for the life of the facility. It might clear up what else.
Well, I think that's what Steve's saying.
Well, he's put it's O&M, but it doesn't necessarily state that it's O&M, but O&M will not end. It's going to go on us.
I would think people would understand.
Well, you can
Annually. My hesitation, I think, may be that your authorizations for up to $500,000 can only be used to maintain the project. So when the project no longer is being used or not known, then it wouldn't be justified. But
I just don't want people voting on this thinking that over 20 years.
Mandy, what happens
Hold on
when,
one second, Ken. Are you okay with that language change, Steve?
what happens on that up to 500,000 annually? What happens when the O&M exceeds 500,000?
then you would have to do a new authorization or subsidize it. Good question. But as I understand, the 500,000 is relatively conservative. Gives you some room for inflation that initially probably wouldn't.
Any other questions for Dr. Taylor?
Dr. Taylor, yeah, Dr. Taylor. In the process, and I know you've been at this a while, how did you receive feedback as far as designs, and how did you arrive at the design you guys arrived at?
Initially, it was through the committee that we had formed, which included Jim's sessions, done a lot of coaching through the years and basically just a committee of people involved in swimming. We did talk to USA Swimming a little bit initially, just to get a general sense, but it's mainly the committee that we formed, and then also in conjunction with Parks and Rec, and with members of the community who are also on our extended committee, representing parents who, what they wanted to see in the children's play pool, and possibly elderly folks who need the pool to exercise what they would want to see. So it's basically just a conglomerate of people. Our more extended community of about
20 people.
There was a group.
That was on the dangerous. What
It was. That's true. A lot of these things we read about. Some of these things also come from that damaging survey. We asked very distinct questions about, what facility, what things you would want to see in the pool, and I can give you a copy of that.
Yeah, if I could get a copy of the engine survey.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do it for you. But those questions were asked there. How important each thing was, and I can read that question.